Listen up, because I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. Most people live their lives as prisoners. Prisoners of their own excuses, their comfort zones, their weaknesses, and they wonder why they're stuck, why they're unfulfilled, why they're not where they want to be. Let me tell you why. It's because they've never learned how to master the one thing that matters: self-discipline. Discipline isn't a choice, it's the foundation of everything you want in life. It's the grind when nobody's watching, the sacrifice when everyone else is partying, the voice in your head that says, get up, when your body screams, stay down and don't tell me it's hard, life is hard. Sitting on the sidelines, watching your dreams pass you by, living with regret, that's what's hard. You think motivation will save you? Motivation is fleeting. It's there when the sun is shining, but it vanishes when the storms hit. Discipline is your anchor. It's what gets you out of bed at 4 a.m. to train when it's cold, when you're tired, when your mind is begging for just one more hour of sleep. Discipline doesn't care about feelings. It's the muscle you build through relentless repetition, through showing up every damn day, no matter what. You want to win? You want to succeed? You want to look in the mirror and be proud of the person staring back at you? Then stop negotiating with yourself. Stop letting the weaker version of you call the shots. That voice in your head telling you to quit, to take it easy, to settle for less, it's lying to you. You are stronger than that voice. You are built for more. Every time you say no to an excuse, every time you push past your limits, every time you choose the hard road instead of the easy one, you are forging a weapon. That weapon is your discipline. And when you master it, there is nothing that can stop you. Not fear, not failure, not pain. Because discipline makes you unstoppable. It's the difference between average and extraordinary. This is your wake-up call. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you want. It's on you, your actions, your choices, your discipline. So stop waiting. Stop wishing. Start working. Right now, not tomorrow, not next week.
Right.
Damn, now. Get up. Stay hard. Prove to yourself that you're worth it. Because when you master self-discipline, you don't just change your life, you take control of it. And that, my friend, is the ultimate freedom. Everything begins with self-discipline. It's the foundation, the backbone, the unshakable core of any real success. Without it, talent goes wasted, dreams fade into nothing, and potential dies unrealized. You can have the best intentions, the wildest goals, and all the resources in the world, but if you don't have the discipline to put in the work, none of it matters. Self-discipline is what separates those who dream from those who do. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or feeling motivated. It's about committing to the process, rain or shine, day in and day out. It's doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it, even when the odds are against you, even when it hurts. It's the ability to push forward when everything inside you screams to stop. The truth is, success doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, unmotivated, or overwhelmed. It only responds to effort, consistency, and resilience. Self-discipline is what keeps you moving forward, one step at a time, even when the path gets rough. It's what transforms dreams into plans and plans into reality. It's not easy, but nothing worth having ever is. And when you embrace it, when you truly commit to mastering it, there's nothing you can't achieve. Comfort zones are deceptive. They feel safe, secure, and familiar, but in reality, they're the silent killers of growth and progress. Staying in your comfort zone might shield you from failure, but it also blocks you from discovering your potential. It's the place where dreams stagnate, where ambition dies, and where you trade your future for fleeting ease. The truth is, nothing extraordinary happens in a comfort zone. Growth only happens when you step out of it, when you willingly face discomfort, uncertainty, and challenge. It's in those moments of pushing beyond what feels easy that you unlock new levels of strength, resilience, and capability. Each step outside the zone expands what you thought was possible, but it requires courage. It requires you to face fear head-on and embrace the pain of transformation. Comfort zones don't just keep you from achieving, they slowly convince you that mediocrity is acceptable. They make excuses seem reasonable, like settling for less is the smart choice. But deep down, you know the truth. You know that the life you want, the version of yourself you aspire to be, lies on the other side of your comfort zone. You have to break free. You have to be willing to face discomfort today to create a better tomorrow. It's not easy, but staying where you are isn't either. Choose the discomfort that leads to greatness over the comfort that leads to regret. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fire that keeps burning when the spark fades. Too many people rely on motivation to drive their actions, waiting for that rush of energy or inspiration to get started. But here's the truth: motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. Some days you feel it, and other days you don't. What happens then? Do you stop? Do you quit just because the mood isn't right? That's the trap most people fall into. They let their feelings dictate their actions. Discipline doesn't care about how you feel. It's the commitment to doing what needs to be done, regardless of your emotional state. Discipline is waking up early to train when your bed feels like the most comfortable place on earth. It's putting in the extra work when your body and mind are screaming for a break. It's choosing to focus and execute even when the excitement is long gone and all that's left is the grind. Motivation may get you started, but it's discipline that sees you through to the end. Discipline is a habit, a skill you build through consistent effort. It's not glamorous and it's not always fun, but it's the only thing you can rely on when the going gets tough. It's what separates those who dabble from those who master. When you have discipline, you don't need to wait for motivation. You act anyway. You keep going because you know that every small, consistent effort compounds over time into something incredible. Motivation might help you take the first step, but discipline ensures you take the next step and the next and every step after that. It's the fuel that powers your journey long after the initial excitement fades. When you understand that, you'll stop chasing fleeting moments of motivation and start building the kind of discipline that guarantees success. Showing up every day is the essence of self-discipline and the secret to achieving anything worthwhile. It's easy to show up when you're full of energy, excitement, and motivation, but the real test comes when none of that is present, when the work feels mundane, when progress seems invisible, and when life throws every possible excuse your way. That's the moment where success is determined by your ability to show up anyway. Consistency isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's not about crushing it every single day, but about committing to the process no matter how small the progress feels. Each time you show up, you're building momentum. You're proving to yourself that you are someone who keeps promises, someone who doesn't back down when things get tough. And over time, these daily efforts add up in ways that are impossible to ignore. Most people give up too soon because they expect immediate results. But the truth is, greatness is built brick by brick. The more you show up, the more you compound your efforts. What starts as a struggle becomes a habit. What feels heavy today will feel effortless tomorrow, but only if you stick with it. Showing up every day isn't glamorous, it's hard, unrelenting work. But it's also liberating. It means you don't have to rely on luck or wait for the perfect conditions. All you need is the discipline to keep going. Whether it's a good day or a bad day, whether you're motivated or not, the act of showing up creates the foundation for everything you want to achieve. It's not about being the best, it's about being relentless. And those who keep showing up day after day are the ones who ultimately win. Excuses are the chains that keep you locked in place, stuck in mediocrity and far away from the life you want. They're easy to make, and they always sound convincing in the moment. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. It's just one day off. But every time you give in to those excuses, you're giving up a piece of your potential. You're letting the weaker version of yourself call the shots. And that version doesn't care about your dreams. It only cares about comfort. Excuses might feel like a way to avoid discomfort, but in reality, they're lies you tell yourself to justify staying where you are. They rob you of the opportunity to grow, to improve, and to prove what you're truly capable of. They sound harmless in the moment, but they add up over time, creating a pattern of inaction and regret. And the worst part, you know deep down when you're making excuses, you feel it in your gut because it's not aligned with who you want to be. To crush excuses, you have to stop negotiating with yourself. The moment you start rationalizing why you can't or shouldn't, shut it down. Replace it with action, no matter how small. The only way to overcome excuses is to act in spite of them. If you're tired, do it tired. If you're scared, do it scared. If you're unmotivated, do it anyway. Every time you push past an excuse, you're not just getting closer to your goals, you're training your mind to be stronger, more disciplined, and more resilient. Excuses are the language of failure. Action is the language of success. When you stop allowing excuses to control you, you take back your power. You remind yourself that you are in charge of your life, not your emotions, not your circumstances, and definitely not your excuses. It's a battle every single day, but every time you win, you're stepping closer to the life you deserve. The choices you make define your future, and it's the hard choices, the ones that challenge you, push you, and sometimes scare you, that lead to greatness. Easy choices are tempting. They're comfortable, safe, and they feel good in the moment. But they come with a price: stagnation, mediocrity, and regret. When you consistently take the easy way out, you sacrifice your long-term growth and potential for short-term relief. Hard choices, on the other hand, force you to confront discomfort, face uncertainty, and test your limits. They require discipline, courage, and a willingness to fail. But with each hard choice, you grow stronger. You learn more about yourself, your resilience, and your capacity to overcome obstacles. The more you embrace these tough decisions, the more you expand your comfort zone, and what once seemed impossible becomes achievable. Choosing the hard path means waking up early to put in the work when no one else is watching. It means staying disciplined when distractions are everywhere. It means saying no to the things that feel good now but don't serve your goals in the long run. It's about sacrificing convenience and comfort today to create the life you want tomorrow. The truth is, there is no shortcut to success. The people who achieve extraordinary things aren't necessarily smarter, faster, or luckier. They're the ones who consistently choose the hard road, the road that demands more effort, more persistence, and more grit. They're the ones who understand that every hard choice is an investment in their future. Life will always present you with two paths, the easy one and the hard one. The easy path offers comfort, but it leaves you unfulfilled. The hard path challenges you, but it leads to growth, achievement, and pride. It's not supposed to be easy, it's supposed to be worth it. Choose the hard road every time, because that's where greatness lives. Every time you take a stand against your excuses and push through your limits, you're not just completing a task, you're building something far more powerful. You're forging the mental and emotional strength that turns effort into momentum. Each act of discipline, no matter how small, is a step forward. It's a signal to yourself that you're serious, that you're committed, and that you're capable of doing the hard things that others avoid. Think of discipline like a muscle. Every decision to keep going when you want to quit. Every time you choose action over procrastination, every moment you lean into discomfort. It's like a rep in the gym for your mind. Over time, these small acts of discipline compound. They build a foundation of resilience that makes it easier to face even bigger challenges. What once felt impossible starts to feel routine, and what once felt heavy begins to feel light. The beauty of self-discipline is in its cumulative effect. It doesn't demand perfection. It doesn't require giant leaps every single day. It thrives on consistency, on the small, steady steps that add up to monumental change. The hardest part is often just starting overcoming the inertia of doubt, fatigue, or fear. But once you take that first step, you've already won half the battle. And every step after that strengthens your resolve. These moments of discipline might not feel like much at the time, but over weeks, months, and years, they become the defining factor in your success. They separate those who dabble from those who dominate. They make you unstoppable because they train your mind to focus on the process, not just the outcome. When you consistently show up, put in the effort, and refuse to back down, you're telling yourself a story of strength, capability, and resilience. Remember this: every time you push past your limits, you're not just achieving a goal, you're reshaping who you are. You're becoming the kind of person who can take on anything, who refuses to settle, and who keeps moving forward no matter what. That's the power of small, consistent acts of discipline. They don't just change your actions, they change your identity. No one is coming to save you. Let that sink in. There's no magical moment where someone will swoop in and hand you the life you want, the goals you dream of, or the success you crave. It's all on you, your actions, your decisions, and your discipline. That might sound harsh, but it's also incredibly empowering. It means you're not waiting on anyone or anything to determine your future. You're in full control, and that's a gift. When you understand that no one is coming, you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility. Blaming others, your circumstances, or bad luck might feel good in the short term, but it doesn't change anything. The truth is, those who achieve greatness do so because they take ownership of their lives. They don't rely on external validation or assistance. They create their own opportunities, carve their own paths, and keep pushing forward even when the odds are stacked against them. Taking responsibility means being brutally honest with yourself. It means acknowledging where you've fallen short and deciding to do something about it. It means holding yourself accountable for your actions or lack thereof and refusing to settle for anything less than your best effort. It's not about being perfect. It's about owning your journey and committing to the work day after day. This doesn't mean you have to do it alone. You can have support, mentors, and inspiration along the way, but the ultimate responsibility lies with you. It's your life, your goals, and your effort that will make the difference. No one else can put in the hours, face the discomfort, or fight through the challenges for you. You have to do the work. When you embrace this mindset, something incredible happens. You stop waiting for permission for the right time or for someone to open the door for you. You realize that every step you take is yours to control. The sooner you accept that no one is coming to save you, the sooner you'll start building the life you want brick by brick through your own relentless effort. That's not a burden, that's freedom. Mastering self-discipline is the key that unlocks true freedom in life. It might seem counterintuitive at first. How can discipline, which feels like structure and control, lead to freedom? But the truth is, discipline is the foundation that allows you to live life on your own terms. When you have control over your actions, your habits, and your mindset, you are no longer a slave to your impulses, distractions, or circumstances. You are in charge. When you lack discipline, you're at the mercy of every external factor, your mood, your environment, your doubts, and your excuses. You wake up every day uncertain, unsure of what you'll do or how you'll act. You let your emotions drive you, and that can be a dangerous thing. But when you master self-discipline, you are no longer controlled by these fleeting factors. You are guided by your decisions, your commitments, and your long-term vision. Discipline provides clarity, focus, and purpose. It's not about restriction, it's about freedom from chaos, from indecision, and from self-sabotage. Self-discipline means you're able to do what's necessary even when you don't feel like it. It means you can push through the distractions, avoid procrastination, and make progress on your goals no matter the circumstances. The freedom it brings is not in avoiding hard work, but in having the ability to prioritize what truly matters and commit to it no matter what. You're no longer a prisoner to bad habits, fleeting desires, or the pull of comfort. You choose what's important and focus on it with laser precision. This kind of discipline gives you the ability to achieve the things that others only dream about. It allows you to accomplish big, audacious goals that require sacrifice and persistence. It frees you from the frustration of unfulfilled potential, the regret of wasted time, and the dissatisfaction of unfinished dreams. When you control your habits and actions, you take control of your life, and that's the truest form of freedom. So while it might feel like discipline is a constraint, it's actually the opposite. It's the path to living a life that's aligned with your values, your goals, and your potential. Discipline gives you the power to act with intention, to avoid the distractions that keep you from what you really want, and to create the future you envision. It's not about restriction, it's about empowering yourself to live fully without regret. The freedom that comes from mastering discipline is the freedom to live a life by design, not by default. The most powerful thing you can do is take action now. We often tell ourselves we'll start tomorrow, next week, or when the conditions are just right. But the truth is, now is the only time that matters. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment or for the right feelings to align, you'll be waiting forever. Life doesn't care about your excuses or your plans. It moves relentlessly forward, and if you don't take action now, you'll find yourself looking back with regret, wondering where the time went and why you didn't seize the opportunities that were right in front of you. Starting now doesn't mean waiting until you feel ready. It means deciding that you will take the first step no matter how small. That step is the most important one because it creates momentum. The hardest part is always getting started, but once you push through the initial resistance, things begin to flow. Every action you take, no matter how imperfect, builds on the next one. It's like rolling a boulder up a hill. It's tough at first, but once it starts rolling, you build unstoppable momentum. The time for perfection, for overthinking, for waiting for the perfect conditions is gone. The time for action is now. Think about it. Every day you delay is another day you waste. Every moment you spend waiting, you're allowing your dreams, your goals, and your potential to slip further away. But when you commit to now, you gain the power of urgency. You understand that time is your most valuable resource and you start treating it with respect. You stop procrastinating, stop wondering what if, and stop making excuses. You take the first step, then the second, then the third, and before you know it, you're on a path towards success. Starting now isn't just about being productive, it's about shifting your mindset. It's about deciding that you're worth the effort, that your dreams are worth the struggle, and that you're not going to waste another minute letting fear or doubt hold you back. Every successful person you admire didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't wait for the stars to align. They started right where they were with what they had, and they kept going every single day, no matter what. So stop waiting. Start now. No matter what the task is, no matter how big or small, take that first step. There's no perfect time and there's no better moment than right now. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to take action. Each small step you take today brings you closer to the future you want. And that future is built by the decisions you make now. The time to act is always now. Don't waste it. Here's the truth. You're the only one who can create the life you want. No one is going to hand it to you. And there's no magic formula. But there is one thing you can control, and that is your ability to master self-discipline. It's the foundation of success, the bridge from where you are to where you want to be. And the best part, it's in your hands right now. Every day you're faced with a choice to stay comfortable or to push through, to make excuses or to take responsibility, to wait for motivation or to build discipline. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is your commitment to showing up day after day and taking action no matter how hard it gets. So what are you going to do? Are you going to wait for the perfect time or are you going to start right now with what you have? You have the power to make that decision, and that decision is what will shape your future. There's no secret, no shortcut, just the work. And that work starts now. You have everything inside you to make it happen. All it takes is the courage to begin, the discipline to stay committed, and the relentless pursuit of your goals. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Start now. Your future self is depending on the actions you take today.